I want to know the word for realizing that everyone around you has a brain. I think I'm the bad guy. Swear you're right all the time and then just hope no one lives close enough to notice. I grew up in a world where we were right about everything. We had the right clothes, we read the right books, we went to the right church, we had the right amount of kids for the right reasons, at the right time, we had the right jobs, there was the right way to do them, we had the right Bible, the right marriage, the right science, the right worldview, the right politics, the right schooling. I was homeschooled for 12 years. My graduating class was me and 2 houseplants. I was valedictorian. I'm just kidding, mostly. I actually did walk down the aisle with 2 plants. Anyway. We were right. We were right about a lot. Maybe not the houseplants, but we were right about a lot of things. And it was big shoes to fill. It was a big challenge to live up to. But I rose to this challenge. I worked really hard to be right. You know the word sonder? This idea that there's a point in your life where you realize that everyone around you has these rich lives that are every bit as full and complicated and involved as yours are. Yeah, I want to know the word for realizing that everyone around you has a brain. And they still disagree with you. I needed that word. I firmly believed as a child that if I just gave you enough time and let you think about it long enough, you would simply agree with me. And I was okay with this. I could be patient. I was a kid. But I remember the day I was in my teenager years, probably way too late in life. And I was having a conversation with someone and I was like, I think they've really thought this through. I think they have put just as much time and effort into thinking about this, and they still disagree with me. And my whole worldview was crushed. Because when you live in a world where your group is the right it group, and you're always right, you can't be wrong, because then you're out of the club. And you can't change, because that would insinuate that you're wrong. And you can't mess up, because that would prove that you're wrong. And you have to find the recipe, the right recipe for your life, and you have to do it the right way. And if you do it the wrong way, you're just doomed and stuck forever. And you can't actually be right all the time, so you just have to swear you're right all the time and then just hope no one lives close enough to notice. And if they do notice, they're just too nice to say something. I don't know. So you can imagine my surprise when I was in college and I'm reading my Bible and Jesus is describing what it looks like to follow him and what that life looks like. And I just, I'm reading and I just stopped and I was like, this looks nothing like my life. Am I doing it wrong? I think I'm doing it wrong. I think I'm the bad guy. And it was terrifying to me. There was nothing more scary than that my safe little right group might not be right in this area. And where was that going to end? And the thought bothered me enough that I talked to 1 or 2 mentors about it, because it just blew my mind. I was so sure that I was right. That this idea that my life didn't look like I knew what the Bible said. I knew what it meant. I knew the right way to live according to it. And I'm looking at it for the first time and I'm like, crap, I don't think this is my life. This doesn't sound like me. I'm looking in the mirror and I don't see my reflection. And I talked to a few people about it. I also kind of buried the thought. I was more smart than contemplative, so I didn't reflect on it for a super long time. But I did go to my Google Drive, and I had this file called Papers I Will Write One Day, because I'm a nerd. And I just jotted, some thoughts down. And I didn't know it at this time, but my life was actually about to head downhill. And like most downhill adventures, it was going to go faster at the bottom. And I was going to need that passing thought to be the sled on my sledding trip from not heaven. And I killed the metaphor a little bit, but I did need the lesson that maybe I wasn't called to bat 1,000 all the time. Maybe I was called to do the right thing, to love mercy, and to just be humble as I walked with God. So if you go to my Google Drive, which would be impossible and creepy because I don't know how you got the password, but if you did, you would find a little file there that's called Papers I'm Going to Write. And it is full of papers that I never wrote. And at the bottom of this page is a little saying, heresy is inevitable, but maybe there's a right way to be wrong. Thank you for listening to the first episode of Heresy with Heather, brought to you by my friends who gave me a microphone, who gave me 4 microphones, actually. One for me, my dog, and my 2 plants that graduated with me in 2010. Now that you know how old I am, I hope that you will follow or subscribe or turn on notifications for whatever your favorite podcast listening app is. Thank you for your time. Thanks for your attention. We'll see you next time.